Hello and welcome. Here we are, the first Monday of spring. Can you feel it in the air? The crisp freshness as nature starts to shake itself awake from its long winter slumber. Spring is often referred to as the season of rebirth, renewal, and reawakening. Spring brings with it hope, joy, and new growth. The light of the day gets longer, the darkness of the night shrinks back. Birds start singing, alerting suitors it's time to get it on and build a new nest together. Other animals start waking up from hibernation, plants begin to bud, and flowers start to bloom, sending the sweet smell of rebirth into the air. Every single day, from this day forward, you will start seeing more and more new flowers, plants, and green leaves sprouting on trees. Every day, the grass gets greener and greener. It's a joyous time of year. So, nature is busy reawakening, renewing, and refreshing. How about you? Now is a great time to open the windows to allow the fresh air to come in to your home and business. It's time to freshen things up, to do some spring cleaning, to prune what's dead, to clear out what's broken, to dust off what's stagnant, and plant the new initiatives to spring you forward into the rest of the year ahead. Over these next 5 episodes, I will walk you through a spring cleaning plan, one applicable to both your business and your life, whether your company consists of hundreds of team members or just yourself, and whether your personal life consists of a spouse and 10 kids or just yourself. Today, let's start with strategy. Just like a gardener or a horticulturist, if you want to be snooty about it, does on the first warm day of spring, you want to put on your inspector's hat and head out to the garden with notepad in hand. It's time to see what happened in the garden while you were cooped up indoors all winter. What we do on the A-Team here is we send out a team engagement survey. This is a list of questions each team member answers in the attempt to find out where we have stagnated, where we have broken processes, poor priorities, and unspoken dissatisfactions that might be impeding our progress. As a helpful resource for you, I compiled a collection of questions that we've sent to our team in the past. The list that I will give you is exhaustive, meaning we would not ask all these questions in a survey. We center each quarter's questions on an area we're trying to focus on at that time. I'm just going to give you the bigger list to pull from, okay? Then we simply use Google Survey Sheets or even a free version of SurveyMonkey. That'll work, okay? No need to overcomplicate this. And no, it is not anonymous. We used to do it anonymously, but we ran into 2 problems. Here they are. Number 1, there was no way to follow up with anybody who had a useful concern or idea. Number 2, the responses weren't any more candid. People don't trust that something is anonymous, so they're just as guarded anyway. Instead, what I did is I taught our team the value of radical candidness. We reward people for speaking up, bringing up tough conversations, and calling things out. I award a yellow card if people say something aggressive. It's one of our coveted trophies here on the A-Team. Now, this isn't aggressive towards a person. It's aggressive debating an idea, bringing up a problem, or aggressively holding someone to account or the enterprise to a responsibility. Open recognition for candid feedback works much better than the cloak of trying to make it anonymous. Man, that's a big tip there. I hope that you got it. That alone was worth the price of admission today. Another key to the engagement survey is that it cannot be a big time and energy burden for your team. You want to provide an opportunity for people to give voice to concerns, provide feedback, and make suggestions, but it cannot feel like punishment because it is so taxing and time consuming. Next, I collect all the responses and read through them all. I read every word of everyone's response, usually several times. These are the people closest to the action. It is like reading your EKG report of your business, the very electrical activity of its heartbeat. My teammates are my most important clients. I ask them to take their precious time to provide thoughtfulness to questions I wanted answers to. You bet I'm going to take the time to consider everything that they say seriously. It shouldn't be, but that is another big tip right there. You see, I have found companies often put out surveys, but then the leaders of the organization don't really read them. They might read a summary report, but the heartbeat is not in the summary. It's in the particular language that each team member uses. Next, you want to get together with your leadership team. You want to go through the top half dozen problems that were identified and the half dozen good ideas or suggestions made by the team to discuss implementation. Then also go through every project, initiative, and idea that you currently have on the board and make sure that they're still relevant after the developments that have occurred through the first quarter of the year. Literally ask the questions. Does blank initiative, project, or idea still make sense? Is it still in line with our vision, mission, and banner big 3 goals for the year? If no, prune it. If yes, then ask, are we giving it the right amount of time, energy, resources, and budget for it to be successful? In other words, does it need water, fertilizer, and mulch to fuel its growth? I think you get the idea. You want to retest and reevaluate everything. Make it pass the litmus test again. Knowing what you know now, you'll be surprised how much has changed within a quarter coming out of the winter months. As we progress through this series, I will give you other items to discuss in this spring cleaning leadership meeting, but you have enough to go on right now to get that team engagement survey out. Additionally, I will give you the framework for how to deliver an all-hands Q2 Spring Awakening kickoff presentation to your entire team with everything that we will discover through this spring cleaning 5-part series. Cool? And quickly, if you are an individual without a team, everything that I just said here applies. You can ask yourself the same engagement questions. You can ask your family members to answer the questions. You can go through every one of your projects, initiatives, and ideas that you have on the board and assess it if it's all still relevant. And re-question everything. Does priority, project, task, idea still make sense? Is it still in line with my vision, mission, and banner 3 big goals for the year? You with me here? Okay, I'll see you right back here for the second episode in this 5-part miniseries. Hey, as you can see, there is a lot to the process of designing business systems ready to handle hypergrowth, along with the right strategies to keep your A-player team passionately engaged in their work. Strategies way too dense and detailed to ever share here on Darren Daily. If you are a business leader with a projected revenue of at least $500,000 or more over the next 12 months, I highly recommend that you look into our Business Masterclass. It's 2.5 days with me and a select group of 100 top business leaders who come in from all over the world for a private session. Nowhere else in the world can you get a distillation of the biggest breakthrough ideas relevant to the modern world on how to become the recognized market authority, dominate your industry, and transform your community. If that is something you're interested in doing, then go to highperformanceforum.com to request an invitation.